Hi, I'm going to share practical strategies for mitigating the effects of EMFs. But first, let's get some context. What are we talking about? Everything has an electromagnetic field. Things supportive to life generate negative ions, and things diminishing to life generate positive ions. So that's kind of backwards. It might be helpful to think of positive ions as free radicals and negative ions as antioxidants. The term EMFs generally refers to positively charged electromagnetic fields generated by electronic technology and includes microwaves, radio, Wi-Fi, cell signal, and other types of radiation. Anything with a battery or motor generates EMFs, adding positive ions into the environment, which contribute to stress, fatigue, irritability, headaches, spaciness, and a general dip in well being. People will have a range of sensitivity. I'm medium sensitive, and so I definitely notice the impact. There are folks much more sensitive than I am who can't even have Wi Fi in their homes or be around it at all. And I'm sure there are many people who don't even notice. But I assure you, everyone is being affected on some level by the positively charged soup we are all wading around in, and everyone can benefit from these strategies. Let's get into it. First of all, maybe the most obvious and the most challenging is limit your exposure. So this means don't use devices unless you need to, and keep devices at a distance when not in use. Challenging, I know. Turn Wi Fi off before bed. I know that if you live in a crowded area or in an apartment building, you're still going to be navigating with your neighbor's Wi Fi, but just do the best you can. It helps. And, and a big one is take nature breaks. The earth generates negative ions. So many of our solutions are earth based, and the earth herself is the primary strategy. Get outside with your bare feet on the ground as often as possible. A friend of mine had arthritis in her knees, and when she committed to 20 minutes a day of being barefoot in the park, her arthritis went away, okay? It is grounding and anti-inflammatory. So every chance you get, lie on the ground. You can lie on a blanket, but make sure it's made of natural fibers. We want to avoid having an insulator between us and the earth. Leather-soled shoes are making a comeback. If you have access, hike in the woods. Sit by a waterfall. Waterfalls generate massive quantities of negative ions. Go to the beach. Sand is basically a gajillion tiny crystals amplifying the frequency of the earth. So, burying your feet in the sand or walking barefoot is good medicine for your bioelectric field. It will clear positive ions and charge you up with negative ions. In general, find ways to touch the earth. Okay, let's get into some tools you might want to acquire. We'll start with stones. This is selenite. You can see it has this striated texture. It's actually soft, it's pretty delicate, so you want to be gentle with it or you can damage it. My understanding of selenite is that it absorbs and neutralizes EMFs and positive ions. So that's a great one to have around. Put it on your computer desk if you work on a computer all day. I have a piece on either side of my bed. So even though I turn my Wi-Fi off at night, my neighbors probably don't. And there's even EMFs generated by the electrical circuits in the walls. So I like having a piece of selenite on either side of my bed to handle that while I'm sleeping. You can also get a selenite lamp that has a little nightlight bulb inside of it. It's like a little funny to add electricity to mitigate the effects of electricity, but the the light bulb warms it up, which makes it more active, so it has more capacity to absorb and neutralize those positive ions. Also, salt lamps are a great strategy. Salt lamps generate negative ions. You want to keep them away from your houseplants. Houseplants don't love salt lamps, but having salt lamps around in your home or in your office can also really help. Okay, a really popular stone for mitigating EMFs is shungite. This is maybe the most well-known stone for mitigating the effects of electronics, shungite. This is a great one to have around. I like this when it's polished. It fits right in my palm. I can just hold it, have it on my desk, touch it, have it between me and the computer. That's great. This is elite shungite, and this is what's recommended to put in the water. So this usually lives in my water container, sort of infusing my drinking water with its frequencies. So elite shungite is the top grade of this stone, which has multiple grades, but you can see there's like a pretty significant difference in the stones. Yeah, shungite. When I went to the rock shop to get these, I saw this. I was like, what is that? I need that. It's hematite. And the guy at the rock shop told me that it is so grounding that it can ground electricity. I was like, yep, that's what I need. So for quite a while, these two were my desk buddies. And then I was given this hematite necklace, and I've just been wearing it ever since, and it's really supportive. So when I'm wearing this necklace, I don't feel so much of a need to have these around, although they still are. Another tool I love is flower essences. And this formula, Yarrow Environmental Formula, Yarrow Environmental Solution, YES, made by FES, is a combination of some yarrow flower essences for boundaries. But this remedy is unique in that it also has tincture in it and it has sea salt. So, salt is a really important ingredient in clearing the bioelectric field of the body. This remedy is specifically designed to protect from radiation. So I recommend taking this if you're going to fly on an airplane, because even if you avoid the x-ray machine and go for the pat down instead, airports and airplanes are just inundated with radiation and EMFs. I suspect that a lot of what people experience as jet lag and flying fatigue is actually EMF overexposure. So this is a great thing to take before, during, and after a flight. Also, if you're going to get x-rays or MRI or CAT scan, anything like that, I would definitely take this ahead of time. And so I've mentioned salt a couple of times now, right? The salt lamps and the salt in this formula. A great, simple, accessible strategy is taking salt baths. So that could be Epsom salt or sea salt, whatever you like. Take salt baths. You can put YES in the bath. You can put these stones in the bath. I often do that. I put these shungite and hematite in the bathtub with me. So they're charging the water and the salt, and all of that is supporting clearing the bioelectric field of the body of the impacts of EMFs and kind of charging it back up. So I love those strategies. Okay, more tools. So a grounding mat might be something you consider if you do a lot of work on the computer. It's really helpful. So I'll show you. I have this one on my lap. Here's this little metal on metal connection, and then this wire goes to the grounding receptacle on an outlet. So you know how an electrical outlet has two prongs for the electricity and then the third round receptacle for grounding. So that grounding receptacle is actually connected through wires to a metal rod that is buried in the earth. And that is designed to take excess charge from power surges or lightning strikes and direct it down into the earth so it doesn't come out the outlets and like fry your appliances and catch things on fire. So we just use that system that's already in place. This wire plugs right into the grounding receptacle, and then mild negative charge is transferred into this mat. You do need to be touching it with your bare skin, right? So it's great in the summer. Like right now, I'm wearing shorts. It's just on my lap, no problem. To have it on the floor and have your bare feet on it works great. And you can also use it as a mat for your desk. So you could put it down on your desk and put your computer on top of it, and then as you're typing, your wrists and hands can be resting on it and get coming into contact that way. They also make bed sheets threaded through with copper wire. So you can have those on your bed, and then the copper wire extends out, and you take it out through your window and down and bury it in the ground. So that's another way of like getting that the charge of the earth energy into your environment. You might consider the sheets, especially if you live in a Wi-Fi saturated environment or you're having a hard time sleeping. That might be a good strategy to consider. Okay, moving on to Living Design Technology. This company is local to where I live here in Asheville, North Carolina. Living Design Technology offers tools and whole systems based on a science called microvibrational radiesthesia. So here's an example of the harmonizer. These harmonic energy amplifiers provide a full and balanced spectrum of magnetic frequencies common to all living systems. This is made out of clay, like literal earth, and then it's imprinted with this geometric pattern that supports transmuting energy. So this technology brings coherence and shifts life diminishing energy into life giving frequencies, transmuting geopathic stress, toxic thought patterns, and you guessed it, EMFs. Living Design Technology also makes stickers for your devices. So I have these on my phone and computer, and this is a set for a phone. The way these work is you put these stickers on first and then cover them up with these. And you want to do that like directly on the phone inside the case. So take the case off, apply the stickers, put the case back on. This set is for a phone. You could also use it for a laptop. If you have a bigger computer, you might consider more stickers or a different strategy. They have multiple tools. So this harmonizer, I keep one of these on the Wi-Fi router, and I keep one with my vibrational remedies, with my homeopathics, to keep them strong and unaffected by EMFs. They also make pendants so you can wear them directly on your body. And then they make whole kits for your home, for your land, for your business, and for your car. So, a quick note on cars: if you're driving a hybrid or an electric car, they're going to generate a lot more EMFs than a regular gasoline car because of the batteries. So, if you're super sensitive, or you drive a lot, or you have a hybrid or electric car, you might want to consider a mitigation kit for your car. They also offer consultations to see what would be most supportive for your situation. I do have an affiliate link for Living Design Technology, which I'll drop below so you can check it out. Okay, moving on to my favorite: tools that rely on nothing outside of ourselves. So these are practices that strengthen our own bioelectric field to be more resilient and resistant to EMFs. And these practices are yoga, Tai Chi, and Qigong. Now, I don't know much about Tai Chi and Qigong, but I have done a lot of yoga. And any practice where you're sweeping your arms through your energy field is going to clear and strengthen the field. All of these practices include that movement. So check it out. Try some yoga, Qigong, or Tai Chi to strengthen your prana or chi and become more resilient to the impacts of these influences. The most powerful practice I know is a yogic practice called Nadi Shodhana, or alternate nostril breathing. Now, this practice has many benefits, including strengthening the bioelectric field. And there's another video where I get into the details of why and how to practice alternate nostril breathing. There's also a video of just the practice. So you can go to the explanation video to learn all about it, and then you can go to the practice video to receive support in just doing the practice. And if you're watching this video in a playlist, you will find those videos after this one. If you're not, you can just search for them, alternate nostril breathing, in this channel. They'll show up. You should be able to find them no problem. So these are my best strategies for mitigating EMFs. If you'd like more support for your self-care, grab the Get Your Shit Together checklist. I will link it below. It's an easy and fun way to keep yourself on track. I still check it regularly. I am Natalie Rose Martin. Thanks for your time, energy, and attention. I hope this information serves you well. Blessings on your way.